welcome back to the channel. I'm Yi-Cheng, your Mandarin teacher online. We're back to our LLT series. Today is our episode 7. Welcome back, my LLT study buddy. If this is your first time here, welcome. LLT study group is me learning Hindi while teaching Mandarin about my Hindi progress. And the study group members might be learning Mandarin, might be learning our target language. If you are also a Hindi learner, please leave a comment down below and let me know I'm not alone. Our LLT number 1, we talk about different questions there about why you're learning the language. Because for me, I am learning the language for travel. That's actually one of the definitions that LLT stands for, which is learn a language for travel. And the other definition will be let's learn together. That's why I formed this LLT study group. I also ask questions about how long before your travel, because for me, I have still about 11 months or 10, about that, 10 to 11. And then your level, how much time you feel like you're gonna dedicate it for studying, learning. And then LLT2, we talk about the basic sentence structure. LLT3, we talk about greetings. 4, we talk about the names, how to introduce our name, and bonus part is asking another person's name. Episode 5, we learn how to say nice to meet you. The 6th episode, we talk about the farewell phrases. And in today's episode, we are talking about politeness, and there are 3 parts. This is kind of like the longer episode of our LLT series. Usually our LLT series is quite short. Politeness number 1, we are talking about thank you. Usually when you see Hindi, the Romanized alphabet, it doesn't have the number. I was kind of like using the tones from Mandarin to help me kind of guide me how to pronounce. Because sometimes I feel like there are tones, but they don't have a marks for it. So I kind of like use the Mandarin kind, but it's not very accurate, but at least it kind of helps me. First one, we are talking about thank you. Thanks. I just had my second Hindi language lesson yesterday, and my teacher told me that it's fine to say thank you. But she said if you want a vocabulary that is in Hindi, use this one. I don't feel confident about this one. Shukriya. Shukriya. Not confident with this one at all. That is thanks. And then to say like you are welcome or something, they say it more like oh, don't mention it, it's nothing, which is koi baat nahi. Koi baat nahi. So what I'm going to do is that at least after that lesson, I know when I'm in Hindi and I say thank you, I would be understood. But if I really feel like I want to practice their language, then I would use this one. How about in your target language? How do you say thank you? And how do you say you are welcome or like don't mention it or it's nothing? Or maybe in some language, they might prefer like it's my pleasure. I'm not sure which one you are learning. Write it down, try to search for the answer, and then practice it. In Mandarin, we are using 谢谢你. 谢谢你. Be careful, I write down the 5th tone or the neutral tone or the no tone here. Instead of pronouncing both characters as fourth, when you see like the reduplication in this case, because it's same character and reduplicated into 2 words, but it's one fixed phrase. In this case, the second character, the one at the back, you pronounce it as neutral tone. So it becomes 谢谢, 谢谢. Ni is you, so it's fine if you only say 谢谢. It will sound more like thanks, okay? Or thank you without the you. So it's kind of like thanks. And you can also plus the ni at the end. So you say 谢谢你, 谢谢你, thank you. To reply to this one, you say 不客气, 不客气. Okay, so take a look of the 不 character. I pronounce 不客气. 不客气, because this character will be shown as fourth tone on the pinyin system no matter what. But actually it has tonal modification rules that you need to apply to it. You can check out the video I'm gonna put up here talking about the 不, this character's tonal modification rules. In this case, because they are together phrase and it is at the beginning of this phrase, the ke is fourth tone. You need to pronounce this character as second tone, which make it become 不客气,不客气. And this phrase directly translation is more like, oh, don't be so courteous. Like, oh, you don't need to be so polite. So it's kind of like, don't mention it. It's fine. Not big deal. Like that. So it's kind of similar to Hindi version. So next one, our politeness number 2. We are talking about sorry. And for sorry is maaf kijiye. Maaf kijiye. Again, my teacher say, you can just feel free to say sorry. Everyone will understand you. So I kind of feel relieved about that one. But this one is kind of easy to remember for me. I don't know why. I just felt comfortable to say it. Maaf kijiye. And then lucky me as a Hindi learner, when you wanna reply to someone say sorry, you can just say the same one as we talk about, which is koi baat nahi. Koi baat nahi. The same as when someone say thank you and then you wanna reply to it. So don't mention it. It's nothing. No big deal. Good for me. How about in your target language? Is it the same to reply to sorry and reply to thank you? Are they using the same phrase? Or do you need to learn a tiny bit more than I need to? Let's take a look at how about in Mandarin. To say sorry, we say 对不起,对不起, sorry. So this is really more like apologizing. 对不起,对不起. To reply to it, you can say 没关系,没关系. And it would mean like no worries, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. 关系, this word can mean like relationship in some cases, but here it's like, oh, it doesn't matter to me, so it's fine, okay? So you can take a look here about the pinyin. This two character, it will show the pinyin as 关系 or 关系, fourth tone or neutral tone, 关系 or 关系. But actually, when we, at least in Taiwan, how we pronounce it is more towards the first tone, which is not even from here. But when we type it, we do need to type this way, okay? So, 没关系,没关系, this is more like how we say it in Taiwan. So, I'm teaching you the way that we do it in Taiwan. Cannot guarantee how about in other Mandarin speaking areas. Here, 没关系,没关系. And if you want to learn another bonus phrase, which is more like, oh, excuse me, to catch someone's attention, maybe is you need someone to move a little bit so that you can go by without accidentally like knock them over. Not knock them over. Like what is that word? Hit on their shoulders or something. Then you can use 不好意思,不好意思. This is also helpful to use when you want to catch someone's attention to ask them a question. Like, excuse me, do you know where is something something? 不好意思,不好意思. This is excuse me. So it literally kind of like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you. Like that. Like, I feel sorry. I feel bad to take your time. So 不好意思. Therefore, there are two phrases is kind of different. 对不起, more like the apologizing, kind of like you really did something wrong, make mistake, and so on. And this one is more like to catch someone's attention. So one is sorry, one is more like the excuse me. Next one is our politeness 3, which is please. That word is creepier. Creepier. Lucky me again. My teacher say just say please is fine. She said this is like actually quite old already, so you don't really need to say it. You see, like on the internet, when you search some learning material for yourself, especially if this language is not as much as taught online, then you might find quite outdated content or material. At least it sounds like my case in episode 7 of LLT series. Actually, I can just say please. I think for this one, I really gonna just say please because she emphasized like this word is really not used that often anymore. So I gonna just use please. And they do really use a lot of English phrases and words in their sentences. Like the whole sentence, you can hear Hindi pronunciations or Hindi words, and then you hear English words all combined into a sentence. So for me, I'm gonna use please. Next one, how about in your target language? How do you say please something something? For example, if you wanna say please show me where to go and so on, what's that word of please in your target language? In Mandarin is 请. So if you have a request, you put 请 in front of it. You don't put this 请 at the end after you finish your request. So you don't say, give me this 请 at the end. No. Okay, so it is not like the begging kind of like, please at the end. No, it's not stand alone by itself. You need to put it at the very front of your request. And then we have also another one, which is politely asking. So you put it in front of whatever question you have. That is 请问. 请 can means please. It can also means like I politely gonna do this verb, which is the verb is to ask a question. 问. So 请问 and then plus your complete question sentence. For example, in LLT number 4, we talk about names, like asking someone's name. So you can just attach that complete sentence at the back and just say, 请问你叫什么名字?请问你叫什么名字? Politely asking, what's your name? Okay, that's how you use 请问 this phrase. And then we're gonna learn how to use 请 in later on of the episodes, like please speak slowly or like please say one more time, something like that. Now let's review one more time. Politeness number 1. Shukriya. Koi baat nahi. I feel more comfortable saying this one comparing to this one. So this is thank you and it's nothing. How about your target language? Practice it. And then Mandarin version, 谢谢你. 不客气. Thank you and then you're welcome or don't mention it. Politeness number 2 is talking about sorry. Maaf kijiye. Koi baat nahi. So sorry and don't mention it. So yes, I use the same phrase. That's what my teacher told me. How about in your target language? Practice it here. And then our Mandarin version would be 对不起. Sorry. 没关系. It doesn't matter. It's nothing. 不好意思. Excuse me. Politeness number 3, which is please. Крепя. I seem to have problem pronouncing K or I together. Next one, practice your target language version. And then the Mandarin part is 请. You don't use it by itself, and you must use it in front of a request instead of at the end. So 请 and then plus the request. Please, . And then for asking question and you want to make it more polite, to say it like politely asking, you say 请问. And then plus your complete sentence, like the question sentence. For example, 请问你叫什么名字? Politely asking, what's your name? So that would be it. I hope you enjoyed this episode and thank you for learning with me today. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.